Hi everybody. Today lesson is about how we draw a skull. I'm using of the human skull, and we're gonna go to cover the how we draw a skull from the front view, from the profile view, and in angle. As usual, when we want to make a drawing, we will just make it in the simple shape. So for the drawing that we are doing, I'm gonna make it some square shape. Then we need to have a square shape first. And as you're working with the other shapes, you know that sometimes the geometric shapes is the simpler shape that we can have for the organic shape. Then it's look like that we start to make it abstract, and then we're gonna make it realistic again. So coming and make your square in the half, in the height, and in the width. Then this is that one. And then we need another lines that it's gonna be exactly the same distance that we have here. Then we're gonna continue the lines, and we're gonna have another lines here. You know that the human shapes and proportion, they have a lot of common with each other, but this is a difference between the size of a skull of one human to the other ones. Then some things that I'm telling you here is the common shape that we have. Sometimes it can be taller skull or shorter one, but we are starting with just the simple shape. See that, look at the bottom part of this and choose to space that it's almost the same distance from the central line that we have, and try to make I don't know, it's not a balloon, but something's like maybe electric bulb, and the top of head is always a little above the this square that we have, and just making it, yeah, some kind of the, again, like a balloon or like a electric lamp here. Look at this space that I have to, and this is not very straight line, but I have to do it almost the same that I have here. Even we're gonna change it a lot, but this is the simple shape that we have here. When you're looking, I'm usually start with the nasal, and from here to here, look at this and just make it half for yourself. Then it's a first we had 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, you know, division. Then this is about 1/4 that I'm looking of this. Then this is 1/4 that I'm start to make the nasal. It's coming with the shape that it's almost, again, we don't want to make it very realistic like now. We are just making the shape, and we have somehow almost like a heart shape here that it's upside down. Again, I don't want to make it very realistic right now. The most important part is I'm looking of this and seeing that this part and this part is almost in the same distance that we have. Okay, then I'm looking of the the first 1/3 that eyes start here. Then this was the, again, I instead of nasal, I just write down that it's a noise part. And these eyes are very close to the nasal, and just it's a eyes socket that we are making. Some common mistake is people make it round and it's gonna get cartoonish. It's not round at all. It has a maybe trapezoid shape mostly. I can say that it is mostly, you see that I'm coming until the close to that and make it almost again a trapezoid shape. Then the same here. Then I'm coming here and coming a little low, getting very close to the side of the skull, and just make it like again. Just remember this part and this part has to be in the same level. This part and this part has to be in the same level. Look at my drawing again. We're gonna fix it, but look at this space that I have and this space. Then this is not correct. Just make it in the shape that you can see here. We're gonna again work on this, and then again in these parties that we want to make a shape, and this is, I'm continue to make it first maybe half and then to 1/4. Okay, this is the part that I first quarter that I have. It's this is gonna be the top part of the teeth. Just remember that I'm gonna make it like that. It's coming not until the here. It's coming between, you know, maybe a little lower than this, and this gonna get curved a little in the sides, and compare it with the eye sockets. It's coming until almost here. Okay, then coming, and this is in the correct, and be sure that again this part and this part have the same distance with each other. This is important that we are making these symmetrical. And this part is the highest part that we have. In the bottom part of this, I'm gonna bring it a little lower, then you can see that it's getting closer, okay, closer to the end of our teeth. I'm not gonna go until here. I'm just make it like that here. They are the shape of the teeth. You can come with the middle of the this mouth or teeth part and just make it another line that we needed for the teeth. So this line, let's start from here. Okay, then I'm gonna start with the just skull in the top and bring it to the sides. The top of the head, it's not that curved that we make. Then we can make it less curved. Look at the, again, space that you have here. Look at the shape and make it mostly symmetrical until you're getting to here. It's getting more flat. Okay, then I'm trying to just look at the shape that I have here, make it, you see, when it is getting flat from here, then this has to get flat from here too. Okay, then this is the top part of the skull, and we're gonna continue bring it down until a little close to the end of the eye part. Then it's getting to be here, okay, both sides. Then is that I can look at the cheekbones. We have the cheekbones here. This is the cheekbones. It's a start. I can say that mostly it's a start very close to eye sockets when we are looking of the shape, and it's look like that you're making the lines a little parallel, not completely, but a little parallel with this one. And again, when you're looking of I started from here, then I have to start the other ones from the same part too. Then this is again the part that we are making it and coming to make the cheekbones. Cheekbones is going off the side of the top part that we have. And okay, then I'm gonna make it again, yeah, 2 flat parts, and then you're gonna coming and continue. You see, this line has to come until the and with a little curve until second line, okay. And this one is that from here with a little sharper shapes, then you see that I have this shape on the cheek. The shape that we have, it's can be again different based on that it's a guy or it's a girl. It can be different. It can be more round here or more like a angular, but it's coming until these lines a little lower because we want to just connect it to the continue of the teeth. So the other part that we have for the chin, this is that I'm making these lines. And remember, again, we are making a geometric shape. It can come, again, depends on the male or female or a person to person, until the bottom part of the teeth. Then it's not coming to this, you know, corner. It's start from this part to make shapes. So this is just the first step that we are doing. Then we're gonna make more details on this. For example, the eyes is not good still. Then you know that they are round in this part, and a little we have more angle here, and then it's going up and making another angle. Okay, then make it, just be sure, double check that you have the, you see, you always can use of the measure like that to be sure that this part, for example, and this part are the same and this part and this part, they are, you know, starting from the same level. Then again I make it, look at this space. This space can help you to say where you have to just stop and make the end of this. Look at this. This is my center line. Then I have to have the same, just compare the space that you have, because this is a front view. Okay, and after that is that I'm gonna come and making the teeth. Remember, in the front view, when you're making it, you can just ignore one of them and make it like no teeth here. Then we are talking about this more when we are shading, but this gonna be the thickness of the teeth gonna be less and less, and they're gonna be shorter and shorter. If you don't do it, it's not gonna go to the perspective, and it's look like really something's weird. Then as you're going, just little by little, make the skulls with the smaller teeth, and I'm gonna do it the same here. Just rounder, because in the bottom part we can see more from the gum, but it's not necessary. You can make it whatever that you want. And I think this is more vertical, but this is not, and I'm making it more vertical for now. When we are looking of the skull, we have a line that is continue of this and going, it's for the front part of the skull. And we always have some, just thinking about this almost the same shape in the inside of your socket of eyes. Then we have these shapes, and we can add in the shape of the, the mostly we can just make it like more details here, and we're almost done with the shape. So remember that you're coming, you can make it more round here and just working with that one. But what if it's in the profile and we can see just the side of the skull? I'm gonna continue on this. When you're looking after, and I'm making the same, just sorry, before I start talking about this, but I'm making the same proportion almost, and this is a one large square, just make it half, or making the smallest square from here, and this is the part that we have the chin. So now the important part is proportion is coming and change completely when we are looking of the side of the skull. The side of the skull when you're looking is equal to the width of this. In the when we are looking of this from the view, then whatever that it is, and I think it's gonna be 3, but yes, almost, it's instead of 2 square you have to make 3 square. Okay, then this is the part that we have, or you can just some things that I usually do, instead of the adding the third square, I'm adding half here for proportion is easier, and half here. Okay, half of a square here, half of this one here, and then you're gonna, instead of having a balloon shape, you will have a mostly like oval shape. Okay, and again, it's gonna be a little above this, and this is the shape that you have here, and this is the oval shape that we are making, mostly getting it more flat in these two sides. This side and this side is getting more flat, and from the half of this is that we have the jawbone, and we have this one like that. Just the shape that we are making it very simple right now. So remember that we start from here in the front view. It was 1/4 of the this square. Then I'm gonna do it again. It's a half first. I'm making it to half, and then in the a quarter. Then we will start the shape of the nasal here. But remember, when you're looking at the nasal shape, it's completely changing. We change the view, we can change the shape. It's a mostly like that we are looking of this. And for this part that it's at the hole that we have, just making some things like hook here. Okay, coming until this line that we have. But make it a little like a hook. Don't come until here. Almost finish on the straight lines that we have here. Then don't get it coming until the tip of the nose. Then this is that we are doing. If you remember, these eyes was started from this line. Then we're gonna start it from this one, and that's why I ask you to just half here and half here, because it's gonna help us. It's gonna start from here and just gonna make it until maybe here. And this is gonna be the shape that we're gonna have for the eyes. We cannot see whole view of this. And after that is just make a simple shape of the teeth. The teeth is coming just with the curve. Don't make it just coming with a little angle here, a little back toward the shape. Remember, again, we want to have half of this and 1/4. The proportion of these parts are the same. Then this is the teeth that I have, and it's getting a little curve. You see, it's not a straight line. It's a very not too much curve that we have here. And from here, the shape is changing. It's going to have more of the back to right side. Then this I'm gonna come with the side of the skull, and here we have a forehead, and forehead is not that curve. Then this has a curve, but less curve that we can see here. You're gonna come and continue with this one, and when you're getting to that part, maybe you can make it more again flat, and coming here just to here. Okay, we're gonna just continue later in that part. So some things that it's we have to look at this again is where are the end of the teeth. We know that this is the top part of this. It's coming a little lower if you see, but in that one, after this line that we have, that it's almost next to the eye sockets, then after that is that we're gonna go and cross these lines, maybe 1/4, okay, 1/4, and this one again, it's coming a little with the angle here, and I want to make the teeth, I think it's getting very big, then I want to make it a little smaller, but it's coming here, and the bottom part of them, that it's almost the same, and it's coming, all of them, it's coming here. But we have a jaw, and the shape of the jaw that we have here is very important. When you're looking at this, the shape of the jaw here is getting maybe a little more curve here until the part that I show you, and this is coming mostly here. Okay, then we are making this geometric shape almost until we are working on this a little more. The shape of the jaw, this is still a part of the jaw, and we know that we have a negative space here in the jaw. Then you're looking at the again second line and making this empty spot that we have. The we are gonna make the continue of the this, I just close it with the chin bow, and it's gonna come to make this hole for us, and we are making just a little more, you know, it's not completely connected. We have a round shape here that you can see. Again, we are gonna back to the teeth. In this one, because we have a side view of this, then it's almost the size that we see. We are not take it to the perspective. I think even this part is can change. Okay, and make it. You know that always just a little working with the teeth because they are not completely straight. We have a round shape or other shape here. Then okay, then I make the chin coming a little ahead of the teeth, just a little ahead of the teeth that we have. And so again we are looking of the some of the bone that we have here. This is the bone that we have here for the and this is this shape. It's, you know, exactly with the line that you're coming in the same place that we have here, and they're getting, this one is getting closer to that, and this one they're getting more space. Again, it's look like that we have it almost parallel with the eye socket. If you want to go and make a division that we have on the skull, you can do it. Just remember that don't make them really like flat lines. They have some kind of this zigzaggy shapes here. Then almost some things, and still we might see more inside the eyes. Then this is the front view and this is the side view. And what if we want to make another in the perspective? You know, they're going to the perspective. Perspective is not just about that we are making the shape of geometric shape. It's coming to, we are using of this in the human form. Look at this, it's going to the sometimes foreshortening, and sometimes when we are looking of the face and body, we have to use of the perspective. So for now I'm gonna start with the just thinking that I have a, it has to be more in the right side of the my paper. I'm gonna make this one, these lines, center lines, a little more horizontal, but this one's gonna get closer, and the same, we need the same here, that all of them, just look at the shape of the, you know, the part that you have your vanishing point and getting toward this. Okay, then this is, and we have another one that it has the same of this, then it's going to the perspective one too. I'm trying to make this one like a more, this part and these parts being the same. Then you see, you can coming with this one or the other one, but just making it, I'm going to this part because it's give me more space. Okay, and this is the part that we have to say. So what about the next one? Where is the next one? In the middle of this one or that one, it doesn't matter. Just find the center of this line and be sure that these and these are the same, you know, then it's in the completely middle of this square, and just from this corner connect it to that and continue until it's meet and cross this line. Then you know that where is the other square shape that we have. One important part of the perspective is when you're making the perspective, we know that the skull, we can see more of the side of this. Mostly some things that I'm doing is how, where, you know, because this is the center of the lines. Again, it's a little above this. It's coming and getting, you know, more like the shape that we had. And I'm making the shape somehow depends on how much of the side I see, and just continue to make it round, like, you know, like that. Okay, then this is the side. Look at this and see how much of the side you can see, and bring it until the almost the second line. Okay, then this is gonna be continue here, and we know that when we are going to perspective, everything is changing. Maybe I want to make it a little even more. And something is that I don't have the model. I'm just using of my imagination. Then sometimes it's getting a little changing. And this is the part that I'm doing. And again, we're gonna start from 1/4. Remember, this is the half, then this is the 1/4, and this is the 1/4. Then nasal start from here. The nasal is not as that shape that we have, very sharper, not from the front view. This is going to show just a little of the nasal here. Okay, then we can see even a little of the bottom part of this, and this is the nasal, and we can see a little of the bottom part of these two. Okay, this is just a square with a mostly, no, rectangular, I'm sorry, with a little curve in two sides, and this part that is gonna be like a trapezoid. Everything that you see here is more visible than here. Then this is the shape that almost we have here. This part was that we had eyes, socket actually, and you see that when we want to start here, the one that I want to have here, it's gonna be from here, you know, a little space here, it's gonna get very close to that ones, and I know that it's gonna be mostly like this shape here. This part usually is longer than that part. Then if I'm going toward my, you know, 1 point perspective, the other ones has to be here, the bottom part of this. This is higher, this is shorter. And because I cannot see this distance, this is less again. It can be just coming very close to it, or I rather right now to don't show the space here. It's look like that, okay. We cannot see it again, it's getting very close. It's gonna be the longer part that we have here, okay, and this is getting shorter than it's coming until here and getting to that it's start from that. You see these eyes and these eyes, they are not in the same level. It's going to perspective. And when you're looking after this part, we can see more of that here. You see, I'm not on the completely center of this line. I'm continue with the center of the nasal. If it's center of nasal, then it has to come until here, okay, and continue like that. And this one is really shorter. It's coming on the line, but this is showing a little shorter here, okay. And again, we're gonna go to the same. It's make it half and make it again half, then it's 1/4 of this. Usually we are looking after this is the cheekbone, and it's getting very, you know, in the middle of the eyes, or a little even close to the eyes, that we have the teeth closer to left side, that the teeth started. And mostly because it's going to, it's getting, you know, just compare the starting view with the end of this with the eyes. And you see that this space is very, very less space we have here and more space we have here. Okay, then I'm gonna make the shape of the, and this is going to be a little curve up, and this is again from the half. I'm going a little lower, just a little lower for the bottom part of it, and we are getting closer to here. And in this perspective, we know that this is when you're having the place of the teeth, you know that it's going up to make the chin bone. Then chin bone is here, okay. It always have a curve, and it's gonna come that way, and we are making the chin bone very close to here, you see. And okay, it's gonna get a little curvy here. And for the this part, that I'm just gonna have maybe a little closer to that, and it's coming to this part and continue. So we have the teeth place. We need to have the chin, this part when you're looking of this part, we can see less of this part and more than this part. Coming down with a curve, and when you're getting close to this line, just change it to coming to that part. And okay, this is the cheekbone, and this is almost the end of cheekbones that we're gonna start the jaw. Okay, and make it again first very simple. This is the placement of this. Usually we have some curve, and it's more angular, but like that here. Then this is the first thing that I'm making on the shapes, very simple. Then I'm looking at this and I hate this part. It's look like that, it's very weird shape. Then I'm gonna make it maybe a little better here. And okay, and working on the eyes again, remember that this is like you're making a more geometric shape, but with the round corners of this. Then make it do not make it like a circle. Just adjust the shape. If you see something is not working, just adjust it. I'm gonna come and make these lines that I put here with more realistic shapes. This is a little coming with the curves, you know, and a little coming out of the sides, and then we have this part. Then these lines getting a little, just a little here. Okay, we are making the teeth like that, and just I'm always start again. This is the part that I'm making the center of the. Okay, what do you think? It's not very big. Not okay. But some things that you have to notice, there is very easier way to make the skull just with the circle, you know, just looking of the where we have this circle and making the where is the front of the skull. But just remember, this is the proportion part of this. Again, there is a lot of way that you can make this working better for you. It's not the only way, but the proportion of the skull is important, that you're making it more and more realistic. Okay, the feet, I think you can do it with more time that you have, make it better. Okay, and this is that I'm making it shape. It's coming to make the shape of the cheek and going up. I like to have more curves here. And remember that we have a hole that it's the continue of the jaw. And maybe I like to make the jaw a little thicker, but because I changed this part, I want to change that part too. Remember, it can be rounder shape. The shape of the corner can be more round and like that. Then this is the simplest shape, but just with having some circle and having that where is the side of the face, then it's coming like this shape is that you can make the skull too. But for now I think we are good with this one.